Welcome to Carry Bros Pros, the podcast for construction pros by construction pros. Now, here are James and Morris Carey.
So good to have you with us for another episode of Carry Bros Pros. I'm James.
And I'm Morris. And, as professionals, we're always interested in finding new ways and new ideas to help our listeners work smarter instead of harder and to get more customers. And on this edition, we're going to be talking coffee on job sites. And our guest today is Kent Brown. Welcome, Kent.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Kent, I'm on your website.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
of course, Brother Morris and I are familiar with the product, having experienced it for, a couple or 3 years now. We both have the product. We have, here it is, the OXX COFFEEBOXX in the studio and workshop and on job sites. But the website says wherever hardworking people need beyond rugged products, we'll be there. From job sites to riding shotgun for long hauls, from cornfields to deer camps, no matter how harsh or how intense the environment, we'll figure out a way to make sure that the people who build the future have what they need to bring it every day. That's a great mission statement, man.
Yeah, it's really important to us that people get the conveniences of home when they're working away from home. So we're a working person's brand, whether it's a job site, whether you're hunting. We want people to have hot coffee, and we'll have some other products in the future for them, but we really believe in people that build and work in America.
Well, you're talking to them because that's what this podcast is all about. So beyond the mission, let's kind of talk about where the rubber meets the road and how you're implementing that. That's a philosophy, but now let's talk about implementation and what that really looks like with the COFFEEBOXX.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's helpful maybe for just the background on the COFFEEBOXX.
Yeah.
Really, the company was founded based on research done on job sites of contractors, builders, remodelers, bringing kitchen appliances to service their own needs while they're working.
No kidding, dude. Our
Yeah.
men bring microwaves onto the job.
Yeah.
They bring microwaves onto the job.
Absolutely. They bring coffee makers, toaster ovens, camp stoves, you name it. They bring it for two reasons. One, they want the convenience and enjoyment of being able to have their own food and meals. And two, they want to save time and money. They don't want to leave the job site because they get paid by the job. They don't want to leave the job site and go get coffee or go get food.
And who wants to leave a job site, get into traffic,
Right.
fight the traffic, get into a line at wherever you're picking up lunch, and lose your entire lunch because you've been traveling? So we find guys brown bagging it again, and as you indicated, with all these small appliances, including the coffee maker.
Yeah, the coffee maker was designed to really replace the kitchen coffee makers that we saw on job sites that didn't last very long. So guys would buy a cheap kitchen coffee maker, and it would be dead in a month or maybe 2 months tops, or broken, and they would have to go buy another one and buy another one. And so with the COFFEEBOXX, they're going to buy it and they're going to own it for years and years, and it's actually a repairable tool. If anything ever happened to it, we can actually fix it, repair it, and keep it in service.
Now, Kent, there is nobody on this planet that can paint a better picture on radio than my brother Morris can, and I'm going to ask him to describe your product to our pro followers.
It's a green or black or beige cube. And this cube is about, 10 inches wide and about the same depth and maybe 11 inches or 12 inches tall. Mm-hmm. And all of the controls are on the top of this box. By the way, there's a carrying handle. And I got to tell you, this is a box that I feel, it's a coffee maker that I feel I could play catch with and drop and still use it.
Right.
And inside the rear compartment of the coffee maker of the Xbox is a container.
Now wait a minute. Xbox is what my 19-year-old son does too much of. But the OXX COFFEEBOXX is what you do too much of.
Xbox.
No worries.
Anyway, the OXBox has a container which holds water, and it slides in and out. There's a door that holds the container, and it tells you when it's low on water, which is really nice. you have an on-off button, and then there's a brew button, which shows you when the water is ready to brew. And then once it's ready to brew, you can push one of 3 buttons, which each gives you a different amount of coffee.
Right.
I got to tell you, I have not had hot chocolate for a long time. And there was a hot chocolate box that came with the COFFEEBOXX. And finally I opened it and I tried it and I put a little whipped cream on it. It's delicious. And now
I couldn't get him back to work.
And now every once in a while I have a hot chocolate at night and I put a little whipped cream in it, a little Ready Whip, and it's delicious, and I get whipped cream all over my mustache, and I love it. And anyway, this box seems to me to be indestructible. It makes really hot coffee, and I love hot coffee. I hate coffee makers where you get a cup of coffee and you've got to put it in the microwave to get it hot enough to enjoy. And the COFFEEBOXX does that. What's the temperature that the water goes to?
So it'll brew at 192 degrees, but by the time it comes out to your cup, it's about 182. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 180 is extra hot. When you go to Starbucks and you ask for a latte and you want it extra hot, they make it 180.
All right. Now, you're not a one-trick pony, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
There are a host of SKUs that are available, and we're going to talk about retail distribution, some exciting news, and all of that. But Morris affectionately refers to it as the COFFEEBOXX. Now, we know the title is really COFFEEBOXX. Do you find that a lot of people are referring it to the COFFEEBOXX, and do you take issue with that?
We don't have any issue with it, and yes, there are quite a few people that refer to it as the COFFEEBOXX.
Especially since it's got OXX on it and the logo of sort of an ox.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that'll change a little bit in the
Oxen.
future when we have our next appliance come out, which is coming out next year. So they'll have to start using COFFEEBOXX and then the new name of the new product, because there'll be more than one box.
Is that something you're ready to share, or is that still top secret?
Still top secret.
Okay.
But this show next year, we'll be talking all about it.
We're trembling in our boots, in our boots. So that's wonderful. So this is, they call it a
K-cups.
K-cup.
Or a coffee pod or a single-use pod.
A pod,
but
sure.
It's sort of K-cup is a trademarked name of Keurig. But
Right.
it's the Kleenex, of the industry.
Understood. So Brother Morris quite adequately, as I promised, described the unit. But you also are in the coffee business. You sell coffee. And we can sign up for delivery of coffee on a regular basis.
Yeah, absolutely. We developed our own brand of coffee, which we call Workhorse Coffee. Again, just as a homage to our hardworking folks on job sites. We have 3 flavors. And you can come on ox.com if you want to get your K-Cups delivered every week, every 2 weeks, every month. You just sign up, and anybody who signs up on ox.com to have their coffee delivered gets a 20% discount, and you never have to think about it. They just show up at your house, and you never run out.
Boy, you've got the on-the-go bundle, the everything bundle. I'm telling you, you've got all sorts of neat stuff here.
Yeah, all the accessories you could want. There's carrying cases. There's carrying cases for your pods if you're traveling and you don't want to lose those. We have drinkware. There's a lot of stuff that really goes along with it.
And free shipping on orders over $35. And I notice when shopping, you've got a host of different categories. Talk about some of the categories that one might find at the website.
Sure. So it's really appliances, which is the coffee maker, is the main category.
At the moment.
At the moment. That will expand in a year. And then you have our coffee. 3 different flavors there. We do a medium roast, which we call all day smooth for guys who want to drink it all day, like Morris probably does. We do a dark and bold, and then we have our 2 times caffeine, which a lot of the contractors are really into. Gets them a nice kickstart in the morning. And then we have our accessories and drinkware, so some rugged insulated drinkware that will survive on a job site. And then we actually also sell, through a partnership with Goal Zero, we sell some lithium-ion inverters. So if you need the power to remotely run the COFFEEBOXX, you can buy that on our website.
You know what? Goal Zero is a great company. We've known about them for many years, and we're glad to see you partner with them. It's a natural relationship, and having one of their inverters, their battery backup, inverters is just terrific. It's wonderful.
Yeah, actually, when we do our photo shoots, when we go and do camping or hunting photo shoots or tailgating, we power the COFFEEBOXX with a Goal Zero Yeti 1400 lithium-ion inverter.
Now, a couple of our trucks also have inverters where you can plug stuff in, and you can plug it right into the pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. We recommend that they would have a 2,000 watt inverter.
Right.
The unit will draw about 1,400 watts when it's brewing. So a 1,500 watt can work, but 2,000 watts is what we would recommend to anybody.
So you're not going to tell us what the next appliance is?
I'm going to tell you.
You'd have to kill me.
Just not right now.
Right now, that's right. Okay. All right. How did you get involved in the business, Kent?
Yeah, I came to Ox 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. I was running a VP of Sales and Marketing for Coleman on the outdoor gear. And
no kidding.
Tents and coolers and all that fun stuff.
Well, that is a heritage brand.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, great brand, great people. It's a 120-year-old company, and it was a fabulous place to be. When the folks from Ox approached me, the board of directors were looking to help really take the business to the next level, and so my background lined up, and I jumped at it because there's not really many opportunities to do something completely new anymore. Completely innovative, white space. Those things don't exist very often, so it was a no-brainer for us to take this opportunity.
In the early days when the product was first introduced, we go to a lot of trade shows. We go to the National Hardware Show, the International Builder Show, Kitchen Bath Industry Show, Remodeling Show, Deck Expo, whatever. We'd bump into Craig Sear, who's part of your team, and you talk about a vigilant young man who believes in his corporate philosophy and in his product. Wonderful spokesperson and representative of your brand and products.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We're super proud of Craig. He's on our sales team and been with us for years, and anybody who owns a COFFEEBOXX has probably interacted with him if they've reached out to us, and so yeah, we love Craig.
Kent, with each of our pro podcasts, we ask our guests like you, and it would be appropriate for a fellow who has the experience that you have running large companies and developing brands, to share with our pro audience 3 points for success, and something that can help them with their brand and develop their brand and be successful.
Yeah, I would tell you, at Ox, we have 10 golden rules that we live by at Ox, but some of the ones that are really the most important is just the golden rule. Treat other people the way that you want to be treated. And so when we deal with our customers at Ox, if they have an issue, we treat them like family, like we would want to be treated. And I think that works, particularly in the contractor business, right? That's sometimes for homeowners, that's a scary transaction, and you don't know what you need to know. And so being honest and treating people fairly and openly, that gets you great results. Nothing bad ever comes from doing the right thing.
I love that. I love that one coming out the gate. What's next?
Yeah. For us, the next one is really no surprises. That's a big one for us. And so you think about someone who's doing some work on your home. If they find something that they didn't expect, or the cost is going to change, I think communicating, again, proactively so that the customer's not surprised, right? And we don't like surprises. Even good surprises are bad sometimes.
Communication.
So, yeah. So no surprises is a really big one for me.
You take it home now. You've got the golden rule.
Yep.
You've got communication. They're 2 excellent bits of advice.
Yeah, and the last one we really believe in is sell the differences. So when you're promoting your business or your products, your service, whatever it is, we try to focus in on what's different about us. The COFFEEBOXX is a very different piece of equipment than what's out there. And so we really want people to understand what they're getting and what's different. If you're just selling, I can do exactly what the other person does for less, that's not a value add. So we try to focus on what's value added, what's different about us, and really what the value is for someone who does a transaction with Ox, or if it's in the remodeling or construction business. My number one in beating my timeline. Do I have the highest quality? Do I use materials that are superior to someone else? So what's different about me that makes you want to do business with me?
That's
sage
excellent
advice.
Yeah, sage advice. Our thanks to Kent Brown of Ox Coffee, the Ox COFFEEBOXX.
Yeah.
And to learn more about the Ox COFFEEBOXX, go to COFFEEBOXX.com.
That's it.
And you're going to see the most beautiful little cube you ever saw.